Hey, guys, it is Tim Gillette, and I'm back here for another Tim Gillette show. Today, I've got another great special guest. Now, this one here, this is like take two for us. We were trying to get in a couple weeks ago and had a bad day. We're just like internet and schedules and everything messed up. And we rescheduled and we were finally able to get Serena Bufalino on the show today. So I met her through my friend Patricia, which you've seen on the show a couple weeks ago. And this is going to be the first time I talked to her. We had a quick chat before we went on camera. Other than that, what I find out about her today is I didn't know. You're going to find out just like me about who she is and what she does and how she helps people. So let me bring her on screen here. Hello, Serena. How are you?
Hello, Tim. I'm super excited to be here. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm almost ready to get back out into the world. How about you?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
Do you feel, before we get into who you are, what you do you feel like you've been a little bit cooped up over the past couple months?
I'm a little bit used to living somewhat in a bubble, but it's starting to weigh on me now. This is when the resilience kicks in.
Yeah, my wife and I have been itching to go to Napa and sip wine on our favorite wineries' picnic tables. And we're itching to go do that, and yet it's still not quite there. So I think we're going to go to the winery nearby and sip wine.
So, you could slowly get yourself there. Start local and then go global.
Yeah, that's it. Work my way there one step at a time. I love it. What a great idea. Did you hear that, honey? She's not listening. She's texting. She's texting me her answers. Anyway,
I can hear her in the background. Hello.
Yes, we actually have a one-bedroom condo, so it's got a big arch ceiling, and she's stuck at home working, and the two of us echo into each other's conversations. So, anyway, but Serena, let's find out about you, because let's face it, just because it's the Tim Gillette show, everybody knows me. I want to find out about you, and so do my listeners.
All right. Well,
tell me your story. Okay. How did you get into this Help Heal Humanity? What got you started in this?
I originally started off as a special education teacher, teaching some of the most at-risk youth on our planet today. So basically, long story short, I did not like school at all. I was one of those defiant children who got sent to the principal's office all the time. And it was my principal who believed in me, and he always told me that, I could do it. And I remember sitting in his office one day, and he told me I was going to become what I hated. And I said, well, sir, that's for sure a teacher or a police officer. Because anyone who is obviously not playing by the rules does not like the law enforcement.
Yeah.
So it's really, 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 really ironic that 20 years later, my first job was teaching in jail. So I went on to become the teacher that I always wish I had, one that didn't kick me out of class and instead took the time to get to know me and learn with me. And that's basically how it started, was right in Teachers College. I went to Teachers College in Australia, and you're given your practicum to go and teach youth. And I said to my professor at the time, I said, this is wonderful. I was supposed to go and teach grade 10 geography. And I said, I don't really want to teach the academic students and the kids who are doing well. I want to teach all the kids that have been, kicked out of school. And this was 20 years ago. And he said to me, if you can find a program and a principal who will validate that you're doing your practice teaching in a facility that you like, then I give you the permission to do so. And I walked into the local jail at that time, and I asked if there was a school program running and if I could volunteer and teach the youth that were in jail. And thus became the cycle of opening up my heart to a brand new reality, and helping, at that time, Australian youth and some of the most at-risk youth come to terms with who they are, and really how to be human in a world that never really taught them how to be loved and how to give love. So yeah, I started off as a teacher, teaching some of the most at-risk youth.
So, you said that, I went in to start teaching in jail.
Yeah.
I'm I'm trying to avoid that place. I don't want to go back in. I don't want to go in. Anyway, it's interesting that you went into that area, even when you knew, that was what I hated, but it was the driving thing was, I want to get it right. Is that correct?
Yeah, I wanted to make a difference.
Yeah.
I wanted to connect to the kids because I felt like my story could have been worse if I didn't have a family who loved me and a principal who believed in me. So because I had the support, I was able to thrive, and therefore I wanted to be that support unit for the kids who didn't have it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And really, truly, honestly, I got hooked. That was like, I don't even want to say a healthy addiction because it's still an addiction. And I don't know if it's healthy because I tell people I'm the teacher who doesn't believe in academics and the yogi who doesn't believe in balance, because I give so much and I don't really know when to stop.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's basically, that's how this charity started.
Mm-hmm.
So I was teaching from Australia. I actually got a call from our Canadian government to fly to Canada to work with Canada's most at-risk youth.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a wonderful opportunity, especially I was in my early 20s. I was getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to work with children that I would have worked with for free. So it was such a gift to be able to work with. At the time, and by law, I could only work with 12 to 15 of the hardest to serve youth in our country. And I worked one-on-one with them. And then I developed a program that got kids out of the classroom, off the streets, and into the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how Help Heal Humanity evolved. It wasn't part of my life dream or plan or vision. I was content being a special education teacher. But when my students, some of the most at-risk youth in Toronto, started to learn about kids and people in the world that were suffering greater than they were, they basically held me accountable. And they said, Miss B, you tell us every day we can do anything. So we need to do something to help these kids around the world that need help. And in that moment, I wanted to role model to them that we can. And so I asked my students at that time what they wanted to do. And there was the earthquake. This was back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when the earthquake happened in Haiti.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of, my students and I were coming home from feeding the homeless. We would feed the homeless every Tuesday in Toronto at the St. Felix Center. And when we were coming home from the St. Felix Center, we were waiting for the train, and at the subway stations, they have the TVs that show the news.
Mm-hmm.
There was the news of the earthquake in Haiti. And that's when I looked at the kids and I said, you guys think you have it bad. The stupid police and the stupid school and the stupid group home and all the things that you guys say you hate. I said, there are kids that wish they had those services. There are kids that wish they could go to school, but they just don't have a school to go to. And my students couldn't wrap their head around the fact that there were kids in the world that wanted to go to school, but didn't have a school to go to. So my students and I made it our mission to build a school for the children of Haiti.
So you use that word mission. I always like it when I hear that word, because I'm a very mission-driven person in what I do.
Yeah.
Did the mission take over and start driving you to helping the outside your little bubble?
100%. I even got goosebumps when you said that, because you nailed it. I kind of tell people I just stepped outside myself and allowed myself to be used for the greater good of others, allow myself to be used for this mission, which was kind of like, the mediator between the people who believed in us and the people in Haiti who are receiving the school and the school supplies and the food. And so I just feel like I'm the mediator, and I'm the one that is just the tool between these two communities making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I need all the support. So without people, believing in us and without people like you interviewing me and putting the word out there, I can't grow. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity and sharing your platform with me. And basically the main mission is for us to come together and use our gifts, our talents, our resources, so that we can literally help heal humanity.
No. Well, that mission, all right, as you said, it drove you to get out, but it's not like you're not a one-woman show, all right? It takes people to make this happen. Let's talk about building your team to help this happen. Did a lot of your team members come on board because they felt the same mission, or did you have to go on like this nasty recruiting thing saying, please help me?
Did I, or am I still?
Are you still? Let's answer both, all right? Because
definitely, because that would be one of my biggest challenges right now, Tim, is you have to imagine, I like I said, I was a special education teacher. I didn't have these dreams of building an international charity. So I didn't let this take over me. And I did end up leaving my classroom, and I started the charity. And it's, we are a fully registered charity in Canada and the USA.
Okay.
And, it's been such a shift from the classroom to NGO, and it's a constant learning environment for me, but also there are no paid employees, including myself.
Oh, wow.
So finding people, these people really have to believe in what we're doing and in the mission, because other than the feel-good feeling and giving back to humanity, you're not getting compensated. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're spiritually rich, but financially, no. So building a team is still something that I am seeking and searching for every single day, finding volunteers, finding board members. And it's not as easy as one would think, because as you can imagine, everybody is so busy in the world, and everybody's just trying to get through their already busy day, let alone put charity and hours of charity into that. So it's still a challenge that I'm facing, but I'm so determined, and I won't give up, and I will just keep doing my best, because I know.
Well, let me ask this, because, when you actually take on a charity position like this, and you go out to build a team like that, where basically the community, all right, or the organization does not give you a salary, so now they have to work a job or have income from some other source. Do you still have income from other sources? In other words, are you still working a job to pay your house bills?
No.
Explain how that works.
So this is brand new for me. I did quit my job a few years ago, so I had a salary up until a couple of years ago. I was a workaholic, so I was able to save enough money. I am a single female. I don't have commitments to anything except for my charity. And unfortunately, I did lose my family, so I do have a bit of an inheritance. However, the goal was for this year for me to start to at least get a bit of a salary to cover my costs. However, with COVID, all of our events have been canceled. Like every single event has been canceled, and every fundraising opportunity has been canceled. So the year that I was going to pull a salary also coincides with the toughest year of our life. So, again, Haiti has taught me how to be okay in the most not okay situations, that my lifestyle and my way of living is very simple, like exceptionally simple. I stopped buying clothes a long time ago. I I don't have all the, the house and the car and the condo and all the things that I used to have. I don't have those anymore. So like I said, financially, I'm not rich, but spiritually, wow. Wow. Yeah.
Now, I mean, but to take an organization like this and to keep it growing, all right, to do the good things you're going to do, are you, you know what I mean? Do you have a list of dedicated donors, or are you always doing outreaches to get new donors?
Both.
Okay.
Both. So I do have a following, especially my, I have my local friends and family in Hamilton, Ontario, in Toronto, super supportive. I have a big community actually in Spain, in Mallorca. I do yoga for humanity, art for humanity, music for humanity. I have a big following in Chicago. We do dining for humanity. So I hustle every day. I hustle for humanity, and I have come in contact for sure with some incredible souls who do sit on the board and do use their businesses and what they do in their day-to-day and their living to help the charity grow and thrive. So I do have support for sure. And then I'm constantly asking people to help and asking people to share and post. This year, Help Heal Humanity is, we did online. We did hire a grant writer and a grant researcher because we lost our ability to do our live events, which usually brings in 95% of our income. This is the first time Help Heal Humanity will be seeking grants and sponsorships and looking to the government to support the charity. And so this is where we are putting our funds right now in the hopes that that will bring in more funds. And also in applying for the grants, I'm hoping that there are grants that will allow me to actually have a few, even one paid staff, because like you said, Tim, it's really difficult to grow this charity without a staff that I can pay and people who can actually give time, because the people are so driven to do what they need to do to put food on their table. So I'm in that process as we speak.
Okay. And I noticed some, like several of my speaker friends are listening in, like my friend Eric Swanson. I mean, we host events. Are you partnering with like events like ours for charity drives? You know what I mean? Like, people like us, we're always looking for those ideas to partner.
Are we doing this live, Tim? Are we
yeah, we are. Of course, we're doing it live. I want to pick up some cool people.
Agreement that Tim Gillette Show is going to do a fundraiser in partnership with Help Heal Humanity. I think that's what we're doing. I think so. Now we host. We host events, and like my event, we do 50% of our ticket sales. We pick a charity every time to actually go and partner. So like 50% of those ticket sales go to the charity. Now, that's an idea too for raising money. And have you thought about that? Yes, right now I am starting to think about, yes, let's help her. Let's do it.
Yeah, Eric's a good guy. Eric's a real great friend of mine from out in the West Coast, and he's a good guy. And I'm going to make sure the two of you get in contact with each other after this is done. So
that's amazing. So yeah, definitely, like, for example, right now in Haiti, our school is shut down because of COVID. This is where the kids would usually get a meal a day. And so now they're not getting a meal. And now all the borders in Haiti have shut down. So there is a massive food crisis in Haiti right now. And it's a massive food crisis. Millions of people are starving to death. And we even had a few kids nearly die this week of dehydration. So I started a GoFundMe page specific in relief to COVID, where I'm asking people to donate so we could feed the families. And actually today we are doing a feeding program in Haiti. So we are sending 25 pounds bag of rice, of peas and oil to all the families of the students that would originally be in our school programs, because as the community has said to me, Serena, if we don't feed the kids, they're not going to even be alive to go to school in September. So Help Heal Humanity, yes, we've shifted our focus from education to food. And this is our campaign, food.helphealhumanity.org. And 100% of the money raised is going directly to the families and the kids to feed them and keep them alive. So I recommend you pick some videos so you can see where your 50% of your ticket sales went, Tim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to go into this now. I mean, because you've jumped in to do something when you see a need. All right. A lot of our listeners are business owners. All right. They're entrepreneurs, and some of them are going through hard times. Some of them have larger companies and they're trying to figure out how to pay staff in this because they had to let them all go home.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts and what advice would you give to them on dealing with hard times? Because obviously you make a living out of fixing hard times.
Yeah. The thing is, and a lot of people don't do it, but I would say the number one thing to do when you are in a time of distress and crisis is to go and volunteer and to go and be of service. Because I always say that when we are being of service, we're not only helping ourselves, we're helping humanity. And intuitively, it does something more, I believe, to us as the giver than the person who's receiving. And that's ultimately how I ended up here. I mean, I have gone through exceptionally challenging times. I am going through challenging times, and I still just step outside myself, because when I see what is really going on in the world, when I am feeding the homeless, when I'm holding the babies that are dying, when I'm feeding people who otherwise wouldn't have food, it does something to my soul. It feeds my soul, and it makes me feel like stronger and better and more resilient. And the world is not an easy place to live in. And right now, I think we are all being challenged in the most significant ways. And as time goes on, it's getting harder and harder to stay positive. But I even tell myself, you can do it. You can do it. And when you really see what is happening in the world, the fact that we have roof over our heads, we have running water, we have electricity, we have clothes, like all these little simple things that we really take for granted. I think when you go and be of service, you start to realize and appreciate the things that you maybe once didn't appreciate, and your outlook on life shifts. And in doing that, your challenges don't seem as challenging anymore. And you're now being rewarded with spirit, and that is immeasurable in terms of finances.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's the spiritual growth, all right, that has to happen before the financial growth is going to happen. And I've always believed that, and it sounds like you do too.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I mean, going through the challenging times, all right, now, do you guys have offices, or have you guys always met from like homes or what?
Yeah, well, a lot of Zoom meetings, like I said, because we're international as well.
Yeah.
Right? So there's lots of Zoom meetings, and then there's lots of things happening in different countries at the same time. So in Canada, for example, we're really we're rebranding ourselves and taking this time to create a brand new website, but also we've already gone out into the local community and fed some of the local homeless people here in Hamilton, right? I have my friend Ryan in Chicago, Ryan Marks. He runs Legendary Hospitality. The poor guy has 4 restaurants who are all shut down right now. He had to fire all of his staff, yet he continues to help with this Food for Humanity campaign. I have a gentleman named Tommy in Spain. He has a restaurant. His pizza delivery service is still running. And so he's giving $1 from every pizza to feed the people in Haiti right now. I have my friend Megan Curry. She is a big yoga guru. She's doing online classes by donation, with the proceeds supporting not only Food for Humanity, she's supporting a lot of other causes. So definitely we have people all over the world, and we are begging people to use their platforms to just help us raise funds and awareness to keep the children in Haiti and the families alive during this time. We've also sent sanitation buckets, and we did a sanitation hygiene campaign. So as the news comes in, what is needed for these kids and for these communities, I make it my mission to try to support it. And then I reach out to my communities everywhere, begging them to help me.
And it's, I mean, it's good. I mean, you're out there still in this tough time. You know what I mean? You've got minimal costs, so you're keeping your costs down so that you can actually put everything into actually accomplishing your mission and your cause. What are some of the things that right now that you're having to go, okay, I need to keep learning, I need to keep studying? All right. Is there an education process that you yourself are still going through in right now?
100%. And that comes with entrepreneurship. Like I said, my background education is in education. I'm a caregiver, I'm a lover, and I will always be that. I will, the foundations of the charity is to be the giver and the lover. But for me right now, coming up with business plan, marketing plans, all these are new initiatives. These are initiatives that need to be in place for the charity. And so this is a brand new growing and learning opportunity for me. I don't have the language yet, and I don't have the wisdom on having all these correct systems in place to be a thriving charity. Mm-hmm. We are very grassroots. So yes, I am learning how to be an entrepreneur, and specifically how to be an entrepreneur in the non-for-profit world, mm-hmm. where that is a whole brand new world for me. So I'm learning. Do you have any suggestions for me? I
personally think you should have a blog, a podcast, all right, and a video series. That's just, I don't know why. That's probably because it's what I teach anyway.
Well, maybe you can teach me how to do all that.
Yes, I probably could. And there's probably ways that we will work that out, all right, in details, because we do have an event coming up. So here's what I want to know, though. In that study and in that learning that you're doing and learning how to market and learning how to, are you looking at the future and going, man, I don't want to be in this mode because I'm going to get burnt out. All right. Are you doing things to keep you from being burnt out?
Are you reading my mind?
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely.
I'll get to that in a second.
I do know that this is part of the learning process and the learning curve, and that and I do need to learn, but to a certain degree, and then that's where the team comes in, and the team can carry me through, because I will get burnt out, and I really do thrive. I mean, I'll give you a really simple example. I am connected to the Rotary, and the Rotary Club and myself, we were talking about the possibility of partnering in Haiti. And they said, well, you need to be connected to the Haitian Rotary team. And so I got the president of the Haitian Rotary team to do a Zoom with me. And as soon as we got on the Zoom, he recognized me, because this is going to sound racist. I'm not at all trying to be racist, but I am a young white woman who walks the streets of Haiti and rides a motorcycle for 11 years now. Mm-hmm. So you don't see that often. And so I have a really big community in Haiti that either people know who I am or they recognize me right away because they've seen me doing this work for so long. So I am exceptionally well at doing things that people wouldn't do, such as even the Haitians. Mm-hmm. The Haitians do not go into the communities that Help Heal Humanity goes into. We go into Cité Soleil, Canaan, and Ballet. Mm-hmm. Those are considered the roughest, toughest neighborhoods on our entire planet. Haitians don't even go into the areas where Help Heal Humanity has set up our schools.
Wow.
That takes, I think, a special person. So I feel like I do that with my eyes closed. I excel at going into these communities. I excel at building the relationships, building the connections, overseeing the money, doing every step of the process. Do I excel at sitting on the computer, making business plans, doing marketing plans, planning out my calendar year and this? No, I do have to learn it, but I don't ever want to really be an expert at that, because I really want to go back to what I'm good at, what I'm gifted at, and is being able to be on the grounds in Haiti. Like, as soon as I have clearance to be in Haiti, I'm there to see those kids and to connect with our communities.
Yeah. You know, and you know, one of the things I actually had written down here that I had to write this note when you said it is, you ride a motorcycle?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Tim's like, yeah, I've got like 35 years of riding motorcycle, but anyway, my wife does too. So we don't have one right now. Right now we're sold out. But what kind of motorcycle do you have?
Well, in Haiti, they're just like, it's a plain, like an easy rider, and they're Japanese bikes. That's yeah. And so it's just a very simple, easy, you know, low rider. I ride, for me to get to, because like I said, we work in the really rough, tough neighborhoods. I don't sleep in those rough, tough neighborhoods. I'm a little bit scared to do that. So my ride in the morning is, and that's why I do the motorcycle, because if I was in a vehicle, sorry, it would be about 3 hours one way. With the motorcycle, even though everybody in Haiti says I'm crazy, because if you know Haiti and you know the motorcycles, it's very risky what I'm doing. But I just want to get there and I don't want to be in traffic. So it is anywhere from 60 to 90-minute drive in each direction to get to the school. And I mean, like, when I get there, I'm like, dirt, like, it's very polluted, right? So it's dirty, it's yucky, but I love it. And you know, when my volunteers come, because we do volunteer trips to Haiti 2 times a year, we bring groups down there. When my volunteers look at me, or some of my partners, and they're like, "You do this every day?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." And for me, it's, again, those are the things that people can imagine doing, and they don't even make me blink. So so I will take you to Haiti, Tim, and we can drive a motorcycle into Canaan and Cité Soleil, and we can feed all the children, and we can educate them. They would love to be on your radio show too.
We'll see about that. Tim doesn't travel overseas very well. So yeah, that is the one thing Tim doesn't. Tim broadcasts overseas, but he doesn't travel overseas.
I thought you were going to go drink your wine in the beautiful
Napa. That's Napa, California.
I see.
Yeah. So a good thing was brought up by my good friend Eric, who's down here. Is, do you know Frank from Make-A-Wish Foundation?
No, I don't.
So Eric, I don't know if Eric's still on the call, but yeah, Eric and I will get you connected to Frank. Frank, he's the founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation. All right. And he had a mission like you did and took that around the world. So that's a connection we're going to have to make for you. So let me ask him some other stuff in your personal life. Is, I mean, do you have any sort of personal life where, like, you know what I mean, hobbies or anything you do outside of this now? Or are you so just, I'm working and I don't have time for hobbies?
No, I definitely, I've turned my hobbies into fundraising opportunities, right? So my main, I think one of my hobbies, one of my gifts is yoga. I studied with some of the, Megan Curry is my main yoga teacher. I've studied with yoga teachers all over the world. Yoga and meditation is what I do. It's my medicine. And aside from yoga and meditation, I'm a runner or a cyclist, a nature girl. I need to go into nature. So that's what's been really helping me through the COVID situation is, either jumping on my bike and going for a bike ride or going for a hike in nature. But yeah, but I use all of these as tools. We have Yoga for Humanity, right? So we do charity yoga retreats. We do charity yoga classes. And then in September, we do Travel for Humanity. So, the Camino de Santiago in Spain, we are doing a walking pilgrimage, and we're raising funds for the charity. So we're also going to be doing a bike ride for humanity. So again, I've basically taken everything that I know and tried to transform it into an awareness and fundraising platform.
Cool. And a majority of your time is spent now doing the marketing and fundraising, or are you still when COVID's over, are you going to be back boots on the ground doing the work and having someone else do the marketing?
100%. I'm here doing the ground, like the behind the scenes. So you said the marketing, the admin, the documentations, everything, reporting to the CRA, reporting to the IRS, asking for grants, asking for sponsorship, still planning events, even though like we're planning these events with the intention of them happening. And if they don't happen, maybe we move them online. But 100%, Tim, the minute I am able to be on the grounds in Haiti, I will be there. Mm-hmm. The work day in Haiti is a relatively short work day. It starts very early, 7 a.m. and it ends by 2 in the afternoon. So I'm back home by 3 and on my computer. So I'm not at all balanced, but that's my choice. I'm just really driven by building this charity. So yeah, I will be in Haiti as soon as possible, and then I will be traveling around to where our live events are, and then I will still be behind the scenes doing all the work that needs to be done in order to make these events and make these projects thrive. So
cool. So we did put up the website for the fund drive that you're doing right now, but the main website that they can get a hold of you and where people can reach out to you is
helphealhumanity.org.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, they can reach out to you there, find out more about what you do, see more in-depth things like that, and some of the pictures and videos from the work you're doing, correct?
100%. Pictures, videos. They can sign up for our newsletter. Just put your email in there. We do a monthly newsletter. We will be doing a blog very shortly, Tim. It will be on our new website. So we're getting there, but yes, if you go to our website, you'll definitely learn more about who we are. You can always contact me at info@helphealhumanity.org with any questions you have. And I definitely am willing to work with anybody who will put their heart and their hands in, and let's do this.
Cool. So I want to thank you for coming on the show today and sharing your mission, sharing your dream with people. All right. And it is so good to see someone like you who really is 100% in I don't know what to say, in drive mode to make your mission happen. So, yeah. And it's good that, no matter what you see wrong in the world, you're trying to help it. I like that. So
100%.
Excuse me. Well, Serena, as we come down to the close of our time together, I have to play my game. I mean, I know you're in the charity business, but I still have to play my game.
Let's do it.
All right. So Serena, I have a thing called This or That, where I ask about 9 questions. You get to choose which one you prefer. Okay. Now, some of these are fun. Some of these are picked out because of who you are and what you do. And some of them we're guessing. So I always like to start off and find out who my nerds and geeks are and who my sci-fi people are. And I ask Star Wars or Star Trek.
Ooh, neither. But
you don't even know them, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
It happens on occasion. Yeah. So, well, then this one here might be a little more up your alley then. All right. How about if I asked you, do you like to dress up or wear yoga pants?
Ooh. On my day-to-day, yoga pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're just.
I want to work out for you, Tim, and all your audience.
Yeah. I had times like with this whole COVID time, I've had times where I've done a speech on screen, or I have a stand-up desk, so I can raise this to stand up. From here up, I'm all dressed up.
Uh-oh.
Down below, I have pajama bottoms on still.
Wonderful. At least you have bottoms on. That's a bonus.
We'll get to that question. So then, if you had to choose a pet, would you choose a cat or a dog?
Oh, a cat for sure.
Yeah, me too. My little cat. Oh, he just moved. I have a cat who's right here, and my cat has a blog. So, yeah. How about for education? Right now, for education, would you listen to a podcast or audiobook, or would you read a book?
Audiobook.
Audiobooks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot more of them in too. So, yeah. My next one moves on to some food categories. Next one I'm going to ask is, do you like a taco or a hamburger?
Taco, a veggie taco.
Yeah. Oh, so you're vegetarian, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So like I've had people like who go, well, I'm vegan, I can't have a hamburger. I'm like, trust me, there are some awesome vegan tacos. I'm just saying, and I'm not vegan, but there are some awesome vegan tacos.
Yep.
Yeah. So how about a glass of wine or a beer?
If I had to choose, I would neither. I don't drink alcohol.
How about coffee or tea?
Ooh, coffee.
Coffee? Yeah, I've got to have that every day.
Yeah.
My next one here is another food related thing, and that is, does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes or no?
No.
No?
No. 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 It's dessert.
It's dessert?
You can put Nutella on pizza, but you can't put a pineapple on pizza.
Okay. I've never heard Nutella on pizza. So, okay,
Yeah.
we've got something new.
It's good.
Okay. My next one here has been known to create wars, and that is the toilet paper. Does it go over on the roll or under on the roll?
Under.
Under?
Yep.
This is like, go ahead.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yes.
I put toilets in the washroom in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 3 girls' washrooms and 3 boys. And nobody knew what a toilet was or how to use it, including toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
After we had lessons. We had people come in from all around because it was such a big deal that they had toilets. And then teaching them how to use the toilet paper. So, yes. So I told them it had to go under.
Okay. Well, to me, that has been one of the most decisive questions I've asked in this. And I had a girl from New Hampshire who was single and said, she said, listen, if I date a guy and after the 3rd time I have to move the toilet paper from under to over because she was an over, she said, I break up with him. We're not dating anymore. He's not my kind of man. I thought that was like, that's intense.
That is a bit intense. Yeah, no, I let things slide.
Yeah. Okay. To me, it's my wife's house, whatever way she wants it. Yeah.
Smart answer. Smart man.
So my last one here, I don't know. I have to throw this in, even though you're a girl, and that is, do you prefer boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Okay.
I was being a good girl there, Tim. I was being a very good girl there. And I didn't know you even wanted to stop for a minute. And thank you.
I love doing that. It's just a fun way to end the show. So yeah. I want to make sure one more time, tell everybody your website so they can find you and make sure they can hear it clearly on the audio portion as well.
You can find us at helphealhumanity.org.
Okay. And Serena, it has been my pleasure having you on as a guest today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today and taking a part out of your day for us.
Thank you, Tim.
All right. To you, the listener, please go check out Serena and her Help Heal Humanity. All right. As well as, all right, there's a spot there where you can actually look at the food.helphealhumanity.org and maybe donate a little bit to help out her mission right now. All right. Please go check her out. Please, as always, get to know the people who are coming on our show. Be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts as well as our YouTube channel. I'm Tim Gillette with the Tim Gillette Show, and we will see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye.